Hello, 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 hello. Hello, happy St. George's Day. Hey, Limey Land. Meant as a compliment. Happy St. George's Day. St. George, the patron saint of England. We've had St. Patrick's Day. We've had St. David's Day. Now it's turn for the English. Wise people. W for Wales, I for Irish, S for Scottish, E for English. St. George's Day. I've got my little St. George's banner out on the porch alongside of the Royal Canadian good old ensign flag, the real official Canadian flag. So here it is, April 23rd, 2013. A little bogged down with my day job, answering emails, etc. Well, of course, in the patriotic cause, there ain't the loot to hire help. So, and it's kind of hard to ask young people who are on our email list to move on up to the village of Minden, Ontario, Canada, to pitch in. I mean, you know, there's jobs at the average co-ops and so on. Back to St. George. I had to get that off my chest. Just having a weary time of it this week. And click in Minden, Ontario, Canada, and you'll see the flood. We've had a big flood in town. A lot of people had to evacuate their homes. The Gull River going right through the middle of town, pretty big, and the lakes from upstream. Hey, back to St. George, Beattie. It's St. George's Day. Well, at least in the motherland, you know that there's somebody holding up the banner for St. George here in the Dominion of Canada. You know, it's truly ironic. You don't think about mystical matters or spiritual matters much, but every now and then there's a bit of evidence that there's something just beyond what you see with the eye. William Shakespeare, the greatest writer the planet's ever known, born in, let's get this straight, Stratford-upon-Avon. Stratford-upon-Avon. Get this, William Shakespeare, born April 23rd. Yes, St. George's Day. The greatest writer the planet's ever known. The English patriot. The English writer, William Shakespeare. Born April 23rd, 1564. Now get ready for the, I call it Beattie's angle of coincidence. Sometimes once, twice, you know, coincidence. But when it happens quite often, it's no longer coincidence. Guess when William Shakespeare died? He died also on St. George's Day, April 23rd, 1616, at the age of 52. You got that? Here it is, today, April 23rd, 2013. And here we are, wishing our patriots in the motherland, in England, all the best. And have a pint for me over there, lads. I wish the hell I was over there. Good old Sussex by the sea. My passed-away wife was from Horsham, Sussex, and then we'd go down to, well, I didn't like Brighton so much. We moved over a bit. I met John Tyndall, passed away great American patriot. American. I told you I'm under pressure. English patriot. Of all things to talk about America on St. George's Day. There's nothing much I can add to it. Just simply have a good time. And there's write-ups. If you check out different wikis and so on St. George's Day, the patron saint. There's quite a history of the slaying of the dragon and so on. I'll leave that up to you to click into. But in this day and age of multicultural horrors, where our homelands are being invaded, it's a good thing we stay tuned in to our heroes, our patriots. Many towns and villages throughout England will, of course, be celebrating St. George's Day. I believe they're picking up every year as the resistance. What a coincidence that most of the patriots are white. Indigenous peoples to the British Isles. 98% white tribes, proven by DNA. Long live St. George, long live England. Long live the spirit of William Shakespeare. Go through the list of the inventions, the explorers, the English have provided the world. Now I got to be careful there, you know. Don't forget, there was St. Andrew's Day. There was St. Patrick's Day. Heck, May the 1st, I believe it's Australia Day, May the 1st. So St. Patrick, April, St. George, St. Patrick, March, St. George, April, May 1st for Australia. Dominion of Canada, of course, is July 1st, the birth of Canada. But back to England, we've got heroines like Emma West. Look up Emma West if you're a latecomer to the patriotic cause. Young lady charged with speaking the truth on the British tram system, the English system, the English trams in the suburbs of London, England. I believe her trial is being delayed 5. Trial for what? Because she spoke the truth, used rough language, said, "Hey, come on, you're not in this country for the patriotic reasons. We were born here," etc., etc. But look up Emma West. There are many heroes in Britain. John Tyndall was beaten for the cause. I say the cause, the patriotic cause, to remember our roots. And today is the day to remember our English roots. I can proudly say that my grandmother, well, 4 grandparents we all should have, and 3 were born in Scotland, and 1 English grandmother, Nan, was Geordie, born in Newcastle upon Tyne. She was a great influence on me, especially with books. I can't mimic the accent. As a kid, it was always book, read your books, Johnny. She was the greatest. Yes, I'm watching all the traffic out front today. The flood is down the hill from yours truly, so I got a good spot here for the British People's League. We're up a hill. Feel sorry for the others. The floods have affected the basements. There's no lives being endangered such that we've got a day of rain coming up tomorrow, and then things should subside. But it's pretty wild downtown. We could call in St. George, perhaps, to rescue the fair maidens. I can just picture it over an old Blighty right now, having fun. And you got to forgive me, folks. I've had an awful load on my plate. The show must go on. I was at the point where I didn't think I was awake enough, alert to do a good show today. I just basically want to wish all the patriots in England great honor and great joy, great wisdom on St. George's Day. And again, incredible that William Shakespeare was born on St. George's Day and died on St. George's Day. Now, doesn't that give you a message from the guy upstairs? The hymns, the old Christian hymns, the good old days. You just have to have a month to list all of the wonderful things the English have brought to planet Earth. So every English person can be proud, for certain. I'm proud that Granny was a Geordie, that's for sure. And it's the average working bloke in Newcastle. That's a bit ironic because my passed away wife from Horsham, a bit from the snobby area to the south. But hey, it takes all kinds to make a nation. I hate to soil the thoughts of a happy nation when, truthfully, things are not happy. St. George may have to come back with his big lance and clean things up and smash the dragon of multiculturalism. Smash the dragon of multiculturalism once and for all. Oh, what are you preaching, Johnny? Violence? No, I'm just, thoughts. I am sure patriots in England are reinvigorating themselves, renewing themselves, the patriotic spirit. And there will be YouTubes galore, so late today or tomorrow, check out the various YouTubes from the various towns, villages throughout England that are celebrating St. George's Day today. Now it's, what is it, Canadian time? 10 to 11, 12, 1, 2. I think you're around 4 hours ahead of us in England. So I'll be getting this out in time for some of you anyway. England being such a major component of the wise peoples. W for Wales, I for Ireland, S for Scotland, E for England. And here we are, the British People's League on this side of the Atlantic, along with our good buddies, and I'm sure they will be celebrating St. George's Day full blast. Friends in the motherland. Get your pens out, folks. Candor, C-A-N-D-O-U-R, candor.org. Candor.org.uk. A lot of cultural history for the English at the Candor website. Check it out. I'm trying to think of something spectacular to say, but what more can I say? The spirit of patriotism. Multiculturalism is trying to squash the spirit of patriotism, of course. But it won't work, as the videos will prove, because last year I was astounded when I checked the YouTubes and so on. The towns and villages of England are just flourishing with the cross of St. George, and I've got a small flag cross of St. George, as I said at the beginning of the broadcast today, out there on my porch. Just checking up the time element here. I don't risk going by 20 minutes on the shows. Maybe we will someday, but 20 minutes gets the point across. No, nothing controversial today. We're just going to spiritually celebrate with our English in the motherland this wonderful day. It's a sunny day here, even though I'd say probably 100 homes are flooded right up through the basement levels here in Minden. But life goes on, the sun is shining, and I hope it is a sunny day in England for our great English patriots. It is really a time to remember the history of the English peoples. Remember with flourish, with strong hearts, the memories of the good old days. The good old days of England, and the good days to come. We're not taking all this multi-crap lying down. I'm grinning because I know that we're going to win. British People's League, our contacts, the optimism. It's going to take a while yet, but we'll get the point across. We just have to sit back, keep our friends in touch, the YouTubes. We do want to get the vans out and protest. Check the van protest. And a cute little development on the our van plan. If you check the previous video, a few videos back. I have a friend who runs a limo service, a limousine service. He's not too keen on the government. Certainly not keen on multiculturalism. He has agreed for a peanut price to drive our pickets in the limos when we get out and picket. We pick a symbol of the federal government who is not stopping immigration. We pick a symbol, and that would be the post offices. But I'll leave that for you to check out the video on the van plan. But to have it confirmed that we can have 2 or 3 long stretch limos pulling up for the pickets. So I'm sure we'll have no problem getting our young friends to dive in. They get a limo ride, perhaps a pizza, and a little few pints. And we'll carry the signs, but that's on our van plan. But I just throw that in to our English patriots today, celebrating St. George's Day, that we're keeping the flag flying here across the pond in the Dominion of Canada. And believe it or not, I'm sure our lawyer friend in Mexican-occupied Southern California, when he hears this, will have a tinge. He's a proud British American, and there are many Americans who are proud of their British roots. And we've got one of our greatest advisors, I'll put it that way, out of Columbus, Ohio, John Gerhardt. His mother was born in England, and his father had roots about 3 or 4 generations German-American. So that was quite the blend, and it proves it in John Gerhardt. He's a great proponent of white nationalist unity amongst white peoples, whether it's England or America, you name it. So next on the list is Australia on May the 1st. Well, we've got Sir John behind us as usual. The lighting's coming in a bit better today than the darker days of spring. And Queen Victoria up over my shoulder on one side, and Sir John A. Macdonald on the other. Scottish though he was, I'm sure he'd be proud of us celebrating today. After all, he visited with Queen Victoria during the founding of the Dominion of Canada. It is truly a day, a spiritual day, to remember our roots, and those who have stayed in the motherland, who have stayed in England, can be doubly proud. You've kept the banner flying in your native soil, and that is to be totally and completely admired. Now, coming up early in May, as I told you before, hopefully Our Lady is still game to appear with yours truly, just to show you that there are young people, well-spoken, who are in our camp, who are friends of the British People's League. So that will be a good show, the next show coming up. And I've deliberately not thrown much into today at all. I mean, the usual crap is going on everywhere in North America, especially in the States. It's just ridiculous. And getting near the end, I hope the English Patriots will forgive me for a little bit of politics here. But the world press were screaming that the shooting of the prosecutors in Texas were probably the work of white supremacists. Turns out it was the justice of the peace who killed the two prosecutors and one prosecutor's wife. A justice of the peace, one of their own. They're starting to eat their own. The system is collapsing. And the symbolism of St. George will be a stirring call to the patriots in England, who are doing their best, as Queen Elizabeth I stated, "There being too many of these here darkened moors in these here lands, they are to depart henceforth forevermore," or words to that effect. Queen Elizabeth I could do it. Our backs are against the wall, but we're going forward with smiles on our faces, our chins up high. And here's Billy, the British Bulldog, and he's with you all the way, folks. The English Bulldog, working together. Well, that's about it. I think we've run the course. I'm glad you tuned in. I just wanted to prove to our English patriots that we haven't forgotten them, nor St. George. So once again, happy St. George's Day, and be sure and tune in to our next video, which won't be 2 weeks away. It'll just be sometime during the first week of May, with a special guest on with me here on YouTube for one and all to see that we indeed have ordinary, spunky patriots, and proud of our English blood, even if it's just a pinch or whatever. Thanks for listening, and I'm sure that you'll be listening next time. God bless each and every one of you. God bless merry old England. Goodbye for now.